You know, there are some shots. Of course, I probably turned down a shot I could make with my eyes closed, but that was to get one of my teammates a shot he could make in his sleep. You know what I mean? So we have 24 seconds, you know, to find the best solution offensively, and this is what we're trying to do because this is what great teams do.
In just 16 minutes of action, he put up 9 points. Wemby had 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, 6 turnovers, though, as you mentioned, that we're keeping an eye on here. He also made all 3 of his shot attempts there. So, Perk, the combination of Wemby's size, his ability, it makes it so he can kind of shoot from anywhere on the floor. But how did you want to see him approach this game offensively?
Well, how he's approaching it overall, Malika, a player that was sidelined because of health issues. And when you're on the sideline, you miss the game of basketball and you appreciate it more. That's what we're seeing right now, that joy out of Wemby, along with his work ethic and his desire to want to be better and be great. But on top of that, I want Wemby to be a big man that has guard skills, playing inside out. And he is showing that right now on both sides of the floor. Not afraid to mix it up, using himself a lot more in the screen pick and roll action as the picker, and also establishing himself on that low block mid post area, and then he's taking it to the outside where we see him pushing a rock, looking like a Jamal Crawford and KD at times.
Well, Malika, the Spurs were missing their 3 lead guards last night due to injury: De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, and Stephon Castle. So they started 4 wings and Victor Wembanyama, and as a result, he essentially played point center. You saw in some of those highlights, he looked kind of like Draymond Green, getting the ball at the center of the court and distributing it. And look, he can do a lot of different things, but create with the ball far from the hoop is something that is on the list. I don't know how much you want to do it, but I'm just going to tell you, coaches have been trying to talk Victor out of playing on the perimeter since he was 11 or 12 years old. He has never listened to them. He's not going to listen now. So the game plan last night, be it a one-off style game plan against a Chinese team, could be instructive in how Victor wants to expand his game more this season.
I looked at it almost like a young Giannis last night as far as him initiating the offense, bringing the ball up the court. Of course, the 6 turnovers is a little bit of a concern. North of 3 the last 2 years as far as turnovers. My question is going to be, what happens when De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper come back?
Right.
And as far as him having the ball less, how does he kind of how does the offense kind of evolve around Victor here? That's the biggest concern. Is he going to be in a corner standing? I'd love to get him just around the paint more,
right,
instead of less kind of floating around the perimeter. But I like him bringing the ball up. His base, I said it yesterday, his base is a lot stronger than it was 2 years ago when we saw it at Summer League.
And it's just so nice to see him back on the floor. And the expectations from the Spurs is they're not going to be without Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox that far into the regular season, if at all, right? They're trying to get him back kind of on the early side of all this so that they have plenty of time to gel before we get down to the brass tacks. You guys probably spotted this in those highlights, but in case you didn't, Wemby wasn't the only Victor on the floor last night. A friend of the show, Victor Wembanyama, and Victor Oladipo, the former second overall draft pick in the 2013 draft, lighten it up here for the Lions, dropping 20 points, adding 5 steals. He said his story would inspire the masses, and certainly all of us here at NBA Today are rooting for him as he takes his next steps in trying to return to the NBA. But it was just great to see him out on the floor here.
NBA